Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and I really hope that you are all fine. It's once again Mr. Chedeshe, and today we are solving a question on graphs of function, and it is mostly known as the graphs of polynomial. But before, please hit the red button and become a subscriber so that when I upload a new video, you will be the first one to be informed. I'll be uploading the videos each and every week, so hit the red button so that you never miss any information that will be posted on this channel. Okay, so it's the same question I have, the graphs of function, which is here on the board. This question is for those who are writing the exam. You need to know this one. It is not a choice, it is always there. Okay, so go through this question and you want to know how to come up with the answers or the solution to this problem. So just read through the question. The values of x and y are connected by the equation y is equals to x, open bracket, x minus 2 and x plus 2 there. Some corresponding values of x and y are given in the table below. This is the table showing the values of x and y. These on top, they all represent the values of x, and these down here, they all represent the values of y. The first question, calculate the value of k. Calculate the value of k. So we're going to identify in the table, we have the k there. So we want the value of k. So how do we find the value of k? To find the value of k, we use the equation given. The equation which is given in the equation, which is this one here. So we use this equation to find the value of k. So what you do, you write the equation. We have y is equals to x, open bracket, x minus 2 and x plus 2 there. So we use the equation given to find the value of k. It could be any letter because the letters changes according to the equation. So we use the equation given. So this k which we are looking for in the equation, it is representing the value of y. Therefore, where there is y, we would put the k. Then where there is x, we get the corresponding value of x. If we check on the table, the corresponding value of k is 3. So therefore, where there is x there, we have to put 3. This 3 which is here. So we have is equals to 3, open bracket, x minus 2, and also while there is x, we put 3. There again, we are putting the 3. Then we start simplifying one by one. So we have k is equals to 3, open bracket, 3 minus 2, which is 1, open another bracket there, 3 plus 2, which is 5. Then we simplify. We say k is equals to 3 times 1, which is 3, then 3 times 5, which is 15. Therefore, the value of k is 15. The whole of this question, don't forget, it must be answered on the graph paper. Even this one, so it should be shown on the graph paper. So that's the value of k. Now, if we go to question B, using a scale of 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the x-axis, for negative 3 is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 3, and the 2 centimeters to represent 5 units on the y-axis, for negative 16 is less than or equal to 1, which is less than or equal to 16. Draw the graph of y is equals to negative y is equals to x, open bracket, x minus 2 and x plus 2. So we want to draw the graph of this equation, the graph of the equation. How do we draw the graph? We use the table values which have been given plus the one which you have found. So we use the table to draw the graph. So you must have the graph paper. The graph paper which looks like that. You must have a graph paper where to put the solution on. Now, how can you interpret this language which is here? Using 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on x-axis. using 2 centimeters. The graph is measured already, it has measurement. So this graph paper, it has measurement. So if you can see this bigger box, it is 2 centimeters on its own. So if they say 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit, it means you'll be counting in ones. If this is a graph, for instance, then this box is 2 centimeters, this box is 2 centimeters, that box is 2 centimeters. Then we're using 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. It means every after 2 centimeters we'll be adding 1, or we count in ones. So starting from 0, we say 0, 1, 2, and 3. That's how we must do it on the graph. So 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit. It means every after 2 centimeters we are adding 1. Every after 2 centimeters we are adding 1. It is almost the same here when they say 2 centimeters to represent 5 units. 2 centimeters to represent 5 units. So here it means we are counting in fives. We are counting in fives. So 0, 5, 10, 15, like that. That's what it's supposed to be. Now this is in the y-axis, so it will be in the y-axis. Every after 2 centimeters, you add 5. Every after 2 centimeters, you add 5, just like that. So that's how we can interpret the language which is there. Okay, let's move on. How are we going to draw this graph now? You must have a ruler which is about 30 centimeters, but I've misplaced mine, so I will use this. I don't know where my board rule is, but I'll find it later. Okay, so now let's prepare the graph. We have, for the values of x, the numbers are starting from -3 up to 3, while the values of y are starting from -16 up to 16. So that's what this means. It's the scale. So numbers of x are starting from -3 up to 3. So if I was to prepare the graph, okay. So I'll assume those are my graph, or those are my lines on the graph paper. So that is my initial. Okay, so after you are done preparing the graph, we start, as I said earlier on, we start putting these points on the graph paper. So the first point, the point is made up of the value of x and the value of y. So this is 1 point, that is also 1 point. So when getting the values, you get both this one on top and the one down there. Okay. So the first point is -3, 15. -3, 15. I'm going to assume that my -3, 15 is here. So that is my -3, 15. Cool. Now we go to the second point, -2, 0. -2, 0, it is just there, where the value of x is -2 and the value of y is 0, it is just there. Then -1, 3, -1, 3 is somewhere there. I remember I showed you how to count that side. Okay. Then we have 0, 0. 0, 0 is there at the middle. Then we have 1, -3. 1, -3. We assume it is there, where the value of x is 1, then the value of y is -3. Then we have 2, 0. So 2, 0, it is there. That is our 2, 0. Then the last point is 3 comma k. Remember k we had found it is 15. So where there is k, there is 15. So this is 3 comma 15. So 3 comma 15, we assume it is there, 3 comma 15. Now after you finish plotting the point on the graph, you draw a smooth line, a smooth curve using a bit sharp pencil, but not too sharp. And please don't use a ruler, you must use the free hand. You first identify the point which you have to pass through before you draw a line. You are not supposed to use a loop, or when you reach there you stop. You just have to draw a smooth line without stoppage. So it's very important that first you note the point where you pass through. So here I would pass from there, I come there, I come there, I go there, then that one, and the last point there. So now that I've identified the point where it has to pass, then I will draw a smooth curve. Sorry. Okay, so your graph should be at least like that. Okay, your graph should be at least like that, should look like that. Then you give the name of the graph. This is the name of the graph, which is y is equals to x, open bracket, x minus 2, x plus 2. That is its name, or its equation in other language. Then, after you are done with this part, you are finished. You have to go to the next part now, question C. So, make sure that your graph is nice so that it should not give you problems when solving other questions. Make sure that your graph is nice. You only must have one line. Don't use a pencil which is giving you double lines. That would be wrong, of course, and be as accurate as possible. Okay, we are done with question B. We go to question C. Use your graph to solve the equation 1. Use your graph to solve the equation. The first equation is x is equals to x, open bracket, x minus 2, x plus 2 is equals to 0. So what you need to do first, you compare the equation which you have been told to solve and the equation which you have been given in a question. We want to solve this equation, and the equation given it is that one. So you compare, of which we have y is equals to x, open bracket, x minus 2, x plus 2. So when we compare, you will note something similar between this equation and that equation. So you see that the last part of this equation, it is exactly the same as the first part of that equation. So what is the interpretation? Here we have been told that y is equals to this expression here. Therefore, this expression is also equals to y. So where there is this expression, we will replace with a y. Then y is equals to 0. Because this part, it is as good as y. So y is equals to 0. Then you have to draw a line where y is equals to 0. Y is equals to 0 in the x-axis here. So the line is already there. If you want to get to draw using a pencil, just for the sake of formality. And you have to label it. Y is equals to 0. Y is equals to 0 in the x-axis. Now, for every equation, we must have the values of x in this equation given. Now, we have to get the value of x where y is equals to 0 is cutting the first graph we had drawn. We get the values of x at the point where this y is equals to 0 is cutting the graph. So, in that case, x is equals to, here, the value of x is -2 because the graph is cutting there. So -2, x is equals to here, the value of x is 0, and also x is equals to there, of which the value of x is 2. So those are the answers for the first equation. Those are the two answers for the first equation. Okay. Now that you are done with the first equation, we go to the second equation, where I've been given this equation to solve. X, open bracket, x minus 2, x plus 2 is equals to x plus 2. We do this, the first thing, the same thing we did in the first place. So the first thing, we compare this equation given with the general law which have been given in the question, which is y is equals to x, open bracket, x minus 2, x plus 2. When we compare again, you notice something similar. In most cases, they are similar. You have the same thing, but sometimes there should be a calculation to be done. So the last part of the equation in the question is almost is the same with the first part of the equation which we want, and we know that this expression is equals to y from what we did in the first place. So y is equals to x plus 2. So here the answer is not direct. We have to come up with a table, the table values. We come up with a table values. The first one it is for the x, then that is for the y. They can pick either 3 boxes or 2 boxes if you may like. So me, I'll go with only 2 boxes. For the values of x here on top, you can pick any number in the x-axis, any 2 numbers in the x-axis. The one you think. Okay, so after getting the points for the values of x, we are saying that we get any 2 points in the values of in the x-axis. So I picked 0 and also I picked 1. Now, for the values of y, we have to find using the new equation which we have come up with. For the values of y, we have to find it. So, if you want to find these two here, the value of y here, we say y is equals to x plus 2. Where there is x, we put the 0. Where there is x there, we put the 0. So 0 plus 2, we are getting the 2. So the value of y is 2. Then, for the second value of y, we do the same thing. We're using the same equation. Y is equals to x plus 2. So while there is x, this time we are putting a 1. So while there is x, we are putting a 1. 1 plus 2, we are getting a 3. So y is equals to 3. After done with the calculation, we put these points or these coordinates on the graph. So the first one is 0, 2. 0, 2, we go where x is 0 and y is 2. According to my counting on the graph here, it is telling me that that is where our 2 is. Then the second one, it is 1, 3. We have 1, 3, according to my calculation, 1, 3 is there. Then I have to join these 2 points using a straight line. By using the ruler, you join those 2 points. So make sure that you satisfy the whole graph. You're not supposed to draw a line from there to there. No, satisfy the whole graph. So this line came about after I've joined these 2 points like that using a ruler. So after joining these 2 points, make sure that when drawing a line, satisfy the whole graph from there to there. After joining those 2 points, or after drawing that line, it should have a name or its function. Y is equals to the x plus 2. Now for every equation, this is an equation, so we have to find the value of x, the value of x for the data given. So here, the value of x, as you can see, it is a point where this line we are from drawing is cutting the original graph. So the point where this graph you are from drawing, or that line you are from drawing, is cutting the original graph, those are the points where we have to get the value of x. So the first point is here. The first point is here, where we have this point. What is the value of x? Where this graph and that graph are cutting each other. X is equals to -2, as you can see. The second point is there. You come down, you get the value of x, which could be -0.2. Then the last point is there, where that graph is cutting again. We have, or crossing each other, we have about +2.2. So these are the answers for this equation. These are the answers. So we are done. That's it. That's how we solve these kind of questions. So for more questions, please subscribe, as you'll be notified as early as possible as I post the videos on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe so that you become a subscriber and you'll be the first people to know that there's a new video. We are not supposed to be behind. Let's watch it. Okay. Thank you so much. Have a blessed day.